Julie with Art Beads, and I am here at my normal Wednesday time, but I do not have a normal Wednesday show. I have something very special to share with you guys today that I'm excited. I have a special guest and I have a special announcement of a very cool exclusive item to Art Beads, limited edition made just for us. And so I'm going to share that. But first, I want to talk about our special guest. Our special guest is Anne from Gardanne Beads. Now, Anne is the creator of Gardanne Beads. She's an amazing artist, and you've seen Gardanne Beads over on Art Beads before, and we've actually even used them in some projects. I'm going to show you what I'm wearing today. This was a previous show that I used one of her beautiful cicada pendants. I used this to do a design with, which was so much fun. And so we brought Anne on to talk a little bit with her about her designs, what she does, how she got started, and all that good stuff. So please welcome with me Anne from Gardanne Beads. Hi,
Hi. How you
Anne.
doing, Julie?
I am good. How are you?
Good, good. This is
So,
my first live.
well, welcome. Thank you for doing it with us.
Yes. Thank you for breaking the ice.
Well, I'm reading the show comments off to the side, and we have Julie and Kat and Tina, and everyone is saying they're glad you're here and welcome. So that's really fun. Where are you coming to us from? Where are you located?
Upstate New York, Rochester, right near Lake Ontario. Born and raised in Buffalo, New York, so just an hour away from where I was raised. And yeah, I guess I like snow. And I love the seasons, and it's very, very beautiful here right now.
Oh, it sounds lovely. Is that what inspires you? Like, how do you like? So, for people who don't know, you do beautiful hand enamel pieces, and a lot of them are nature inspired or earth inspired. Or I know you have a seahorse, you have the cicadas, you have like a starfish. You got beautiful pieces. So,
Mhm.
what inspires you to create these pieces?
Well, actually, I used to design gardens, hence the
Oh,
name
wow.
Garden. And that was the name, the logo that I had. And it was just, for the neighborhood gardens or volunteering. I had a beautiful, huge perennial garden. I was a master gardener. And so I have to say, nature, I mean, it's pretty much across the board. A lot of artists are inspired. Practically every artist I know is inspired by nature. But, I was raised with two parents that were very connected to nature. My dad had an evergreen nursery. And so, yeah, nature is a huge part. And I'm always taking pictures of, I think nature's color combinations just are perfect. And I'm always taking pictures of scenes and flowers and at all seasons to get some inspiration.
Oh, I totally agree. I am always looking for like color palettes, and I'll often
Yeah.
go back to old photos of travels or hikes or something like that. And I'll just see something in nature, and it's like, oh, those colors look amazing together.
Mhm.
And then I'll pull those colors out for a jewelry design.
Yeah,
So,
nature's palette is much, much larger than the enamel choices I have, I'm afraid. So, that's kind of a bummer.
well, how did you make the transition from designing gardens to enameling? How long have you been doing this?
Well, this has got to be my 5th career. I mean, I was an RN, I was a pharmaceutical sales rep. The gardening was just a hobby, and then, one of my daughter's art teachers taught glass bead making, when my daughter was in elementary school, and I took one of her lampwork classes at a local glass studio, and that was 22 years ago. And I just never stopped making in front of the torch, which is really bizarre for me because I'm kind of a low risk taker. So you'd think fire wouldn't work with me. My dad was a welder, so maybe it was in my DNA. But you started making glass beads, and it slowly evolved into a job, and now is supporting me. Is besides Social Security, is my sole income. So I'm just so incredibly grateful for I mean, I couldn't have planned it. It just for the direction that it has taken me at this time in my life. And I've been doing enameling for about 15 years. Um, I'm going to go back to some glass bead making too, but enameling is the bulk of my work.
And I think that's the thing when you see your beautiful pieces on our website, it's like they're really handmade by you. Every step of the process
Every single
is
one.
this one incredible woman in her studio in New York making these pieces, which is
Yeah.
incredible.
So when
And
our bead says an out of stock, it's not their fault.
well, and we do. We call you and we're like, can we have more? So
I
we
know,
have
I know, I know. I'm going as fast as I can, and it's getting better. It's getting better. I'm getting more efficient. Ordering ahead, just put in a big order for some blanks, brass or copper blanks um, that I enamel on. So yeah, I'm getting more efficient. When you kind of enter this via a hobby, you have to start thinking like a business when it gets big enough.
and
So
that's sometimes a hard transition. I know there's a lot of, probably people who are watching this right now. Sorry, I have Alexa who's talking right now in the background,
mhm.
but I think that's something that a lot of us dream about doing is transitioning our hobby, something we love doing, into a business. But it is sometimes it's hard to figure out all the business logistics of it and how to make it work.
Yeah,
Um, so
yeah.
it's incredible too that not only are you hand making all these pieces, but you're also running a business, which is a whole other task on top of
Yeah,
that,
I
of
can no
course.
longer keep all the information in my head. It used to be that was my spreadsheet, was my brain. And now I have a business consultant that I communicate with on occasion. I have, fortunately, a lot of friends in the design industry who are creating banners for me. And I'm currently looking for someone to help me create a web page that I can manage myself.
Yeah.
So I'm the generation that fell through the cracks computer wise. So it's all been self taught.
Oh, and that's amazing too
Yeah.
that you can do all that. I
Yeah.
do want to share with
I can do Facebook. I can do a listing on Etsy. But I can't create a folder.
well, again, we all have our things that we can and can't
Right,
do.
right, right.
One thing I do want to share with you, there are a lot of great comments coming in,
Oh, good.
just because I know you can't read them. A
I
lot of
can't
people are
see
saying hi to you. They're saying, how cool. I love your work.
them.
Hello. It's so good to see you. So a lot of love coming to you in the comments section. I wish you could see them because it's really fun to
I will
see. So
definitely
when I turn my head here, I'm reading the comments so that
good.
we can see that. And we have people coming from the UK. We have people in Las Vegas and Idaho, all over the place right now. So
Thanks. I that was a big surprise for me with selling online was I thought, oh, it won't be as good as selling at a show and meeting people face to face, but it's been pretty amazing the relationships I've developed. I really I think of my customers as my second family and sometimes my first family because um, people are so warm and kind and generous. It just makes me feel so lucky to be doing what I'm doing.
that's amazing. And speaking of what you're doing, you made something very special for us. And this is one of those items that you see and you think, oh, that's really cool. And then it's like you don't want to let this moment pass because it's something that you'll never be able to do again. We asked you to make more of these, and you're like, nope, I can only make so many. We only have very limited stock. And they're very special because they're unique, they're handmade, and they're one of those things you don't want to kind of let pass you by and then regret it later. So I'm about to show it. I have two samples right here. These are beautiful pendants you made for us, and they are to commemorate the 2024 cicada brood. And
Hmm.
these are beautiful, of course, hand enameled by you. You sent us pictures of the work in progress as you were making these. So we got to see all the labor that went into these beautiful pieces. and they are gorgeous with
I
that
also
beautiful shine.
painted, like the little red eyes and the black body and stuff. So it's with a special paint formulated for enamel. And whenever I paint something, that it has to be fired again. It's to permanently fuse the paint, the enamel
Yeah,
paint to the enamel.
yeah, you could really see like just the detail coming through. Like I love right here. I
Hmm.
love all this color variation right there because I was picking out beads because next week I'm going to turn one of these into a design, which will be my next week's show. And I was looking for bead colors to coordinate with it. And just the colors right here are so beautiful to be able to pick out matching beads.
Hmm. Well, it's the beauty of glass. Enamel is glass, and it just has a luminosity that just can't be matched.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a ton of floating hearts. So when I see floating hearts on my end, it means that people are loving these, which is great to see because we love these. We were drooling over them, and it was so fun that you were sending us pictures as they were progressing,
Yes.
so we could see them come to life. And it's fun to think about you in your studio in New York making these, each one by hand, and knowing that they are exclusive and limited edition. They're just so special. Like even the backside, you can
Yeah.
see all that
Sides
gloss, all
both
that
sides
work.
are enamel. That's important, for just the stability of the enamel. Like I said, I've been selling them for 15 years, and no one's called me and said, "Oh, the enamel's fallen off," or anything like that, which I don't want to jinx myself.
Well, that's something too. Like when you've worked with a lot of jewelry supplies, you can start to really tell quality, and you can
Mhm.
tell what is really going to hold up. And these are just beautiful, every part of them. And then like the hole too. I think that's important for us jewelry makers. You see that nice clean hole, which is going to allow you to adapt these to a
And I put
design.
all my own holes in the pieces because I like them to be a, a good amount away from the edge. Uh, it, if you purchase them with holes in them already, they're right up close to the edge, and enamel is glass, and if you if you have a narrow margin there, it's going to just chip.
Yeah.
But so like I said, I have to put all my own holes, which is an advantage because if you guys we want a hole on one of the bottom wings, I can do that. It just has to happen before I enamel it.
Yeah. Well, and that's a good point. It's like you can't be putting your own holes in these post enameling.
No, 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 no. In fact, that's the only phone calls I've gotten is if a customer said, "It chipped." I said, "Well, I tried to drill a hole in it and it chipped."
Yeah, that would not be good, but they're not supposed to do that.
Right.
And so I love that you sent me two samples because I can see that you can tell that they're handmade because each one has just a slight color variation. Every one is going to be absolutely unique, which is so fun. Now, I won't show again how I made the last one I got from you into a pendant. So when we get back on me, I'm going to put this down so you guys can see how great these look as a focal, like a really nice statement. And you can dress this up or dress it down. And I hope my audio is okay for you guys. I'm kind of staticky on my end, so I hope everyone can hear everything okay. But you see how I have it at the base of these beads, and what I'm thinking of doing with the one next week is I'm going to do some drape and layered chains. I think that will be super pretty to do. But you can even just hang these from a chain and have that be the focal, or you can add a lot of extra beads and a lot of extra chain to it as well. So I think there's a lot of design possibilities with these. And then if I am sounding okay, guys, if someone could give me a thumbs up, because on this side it's a little bit challenging for me. But if maybe one of our great community members can leave a comment on Art Beads and let me know if they can hear me okay. Okay, so Carla is saying, is anyone getting an echo? Okay. Okay, a tad echo-ish. Okay, we'll work on it, guys. But this is what's so great about doing these live is that we can talk. And I love, thank you, Kat and Tina and Becky. This is all super helpful. So I'm going to check with, I think I'm okay on my end, but I'm not sure why I'm getting the echo. But let's keep talking with Anne. And maybe you won't have an echo. Maybe you'll be the lucky one. So, what are your favorite items to make?
Gosh, I get it's when I it's hard to say because when I get a new idea, that's usually my favorite. And if I have a happy accident and then I figure it out by reverse engineering it, of course, it's very exciting when it works out.
Yeah, I agree too. Like happy accidents are wonderful.
I,
And
s- I saw one of the comments about cicadas are gross, and that's very true. My customers either adore them or they hate them. But there's plenty of people out there that have already contacted me, and my customers actually are my inspiration. Lots of times they'll say, "Don't forget the cicada broods coming up," so that I can plan ahead and make some cicadas for them. And they don't all have to be. This is more realistic to the brood that's happening now, but you know, I make pink ones and turquoise ones and all kinds of different colors.
well, I am a love of like steampunk and apothecary and vintage art deco. So I fall in the camp of loving this color variation because these are my colors. But I totally hear you. Like everyone definitely has their favorites and the ones they like to use. I think when I design next week, I'm going to do art deco with this and really play on the black and the browns and mixed metals because I think that will lend itself really well to this. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I ordered all my supplies. They're supposed to arrive tomorrow.
And thank you for having all of these tutorials um, available. There are other artists that I follow too. There's so much that you can learn through YouTube and online about making jewelry, because that is not a strength of mine. I've just started to make some jewelry and earrings and things to sell locally. And it's so amazing to get free education about this and all the little tips and tricks that can take years to stumble upon. You can really shorten your learning curve by taking advantage of tutorials online.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to say, the jewelry making community is one of the most generous communities I've ever come across.
I agree 100%. I
Yeah,
agree 100%. I mean, talking about having a business and, in the lots of tips and marketing and advice and things like that I've just gotten for free online by listening to other artists and their journey.
yeah. I really feel like we all just want everyone to flourish. That it's like, what can we do to help someone else? And then in return, the love comes back, and then someone else shares. So it's just this great open
That's
sense.
what I've found. I mean, I'm at a stage in my life where, it's I'm just so grateful to be able to still work and do something that doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. So I'm just very fortunate.
Well, we are fortunate too that you are doing this because we get to have all of your wonderful pieces. Yeah. And I'm still reading the comments, and I see Tina bought them for her daughters, beetles of any kinds of bugs of her life, which is great. Yeah. Oh, and Santa Barbara Girl is saying it's a lovely and generous group of artists in the jewelry community. So I totally agree. Okay, I'm going to show these a little bit more so you guys can see them because I love to twist them to show the color variation. And I realize I might still be echoing, guys. I'm sorry. All right, so these are definitely limited edition and is not going to make any more. And then they are exclusive to Art Beads. And thank you, Anne, for doing that.
I won't make any more unless you ask for them.
Well, we're already thinking of the next exclusive item you can make. Yeah, these are what you're going to get. These are gone. When these are gone, they are gone. And if you were to order it now in today's show, you will probably have it arrive by the time I design it for next week. So it'll be next Wednesday that we'll do a design show for these. Oh, and Santa Barbara Girl is forward, and I want to pass along compliments to you so I can see the comments. So, well, thank you, Anne, for joining us today.
You're welcome. Sorry, I could. Your echoing is a little challenging, but that's okay. You probably have a satellite floating over you right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but that's part of this, right? We're live and we make it work. Like it is what it is. But I'm really glad that we got to have you on here today and that you could share what you do and your work and we could share these beautiful cicadas for the 2024 brood.
Thanks for inviting me, Julie. I really appreciate it. And looking forward to next week and see what you.
Yes, please join. Please join. There'll be another one of those shows where I'll have a design kind of made, but I know we're going to tweak it as we do as we go together.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everyone. I want to show you these one more time. I'm going to hold it up here so you guys can see it. So here's this beautiful cicada for the 2024 brood designed by Anne from Gardanne Beads, exclusive for Art Beads. And we only have a very limited edition. So definitely, if you have this in your shopping cart, close out your shopping cart to make sure you get them before they're gone. And I don't know if we'll have enough left by the time we get to my show next week. So my echo just disappeared. Hooray. So I don't know if we'll have enough by the time we get to the show next week. So if this is something you have in your shopping cart, definitely close it out so you can get one. They are beautiful. Oh, and you can see them really good. I'm looking at my other screen. You can see these really nice. There's that beautiful color and shine. Oh, thank you, Deb and Carla. Oh, and Deb is saying, great cicada and great interview. Thank you, guys. I know we definitely want to have Anne on some more as well. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to close out that cart. Don't forget to join me next week where I'll be designing with this. We're going to make an Art Deco inspired design with this beautiful piece. And we're going to have lots of fun. And then I really hope Anne will join us and can comment as well as we are doing the actual design work. So, all right. Thank you, Anne.